Hello again, my name is Philippe Reinhardt, and I previously debated for the independence of Catalonia as their own country from the nation state of Spain. So here are some of the rebuttals to why Catalonia should not be allowed to leave Spain as its parent country or parent nation. Um, the first rule or the first argument would be European balkanization. This means that this would cause rifts and splits between many nations in such a dramatic and overwhelming way that it would lead to catastrophes and it would lead to these splits and economic insecurities within a lot of countries. This would include such countries as England with Scotland, maybe potentially Ireland as well, Flanders, which is the Flemish-speaking area of Belgium, and even areas like Bavaria. And this is just because they're worried about the potential of conflict, bloody conflict, but also the worry of conflict that it would have on the monetary systems of the EU. Now, I don't believe this is a good reason because it's oppressive. It simply means that they're stating that the parent country has a better knowledge of what the people want than the people that share the same culture, share the same identity, share the same language in many of these cases. In Flemish versus French in Belgium, or in Catalan in Catalonia versus Spanish in Spain. This can be seen a lot of times in colonialization, where you have these parent countries overseeing the development of culture, politics, economics, and everything for these countries that don't necessarily want or need their support and would rather work under their own self-determinance. So I don't believe that balkanization is a good reason for the oppression of Catalonia. Another reason is they believe that Catalonia is being a selfish nation. They mean this in that monetary aspect of Catalonia has traditionally made and produced a lot of the economic wealth for Spain, whether it was in textiles early on and as a port for textiles, or if it was in current day, where there's a significant amount of tech in Catalonia. This is another bad reason. They're not being selfish in the sense that what they produce and what they're taxed for is unfair and unjust. They're essentially becoming a feeding bank for the rest of Spain. I understand that there is a certain obligation for taxes to be spread evenly throughout every country, but there is also a standard for which you can be taxed and which you can be taken from. You wouldn't expect a roommate that makes more money to pay more rent. And there's a lot to be said in that aspect as well. Another thing is that Spain might, put pressure on the EU or veto the ability for Catalonia to join the EU, which would cause a lot of economic chaos in Catalonia as they try to develop their own nation. Now, this debate is a good one if Spain decides to push an inhumane measure to punish Catalonia, which hopefully, again, if they get their independence, this shouldn't really be a worry. This shouldn't really be a point of argument for Catalonia not to have their own ability to self-govern. And then lastly, I would have to say that the biggest argument, which is very interesting, is monoculturalism. So they're saying that Catalonia is not allowing the rest of the world, the rest of Spain, to be diverse. They're essentially saying that if you are not Catalonian or if you do not share our cultural beliefs, that you don't belong. It's very ethnocentric. This, again, is not necessarily very true because they want to practice their culture, they want to practice their language, they want to practice all the things that define Catalonia as Catalonia, their identity. And Spain, for the longest time, has been suppressing that. So the argument that they're being monoculturalist or monoculturalism is preposterous, because they simply have not been allowed to practice their culture in a free way, in a free democratic way. So for those three main reasons, I believe that those are more predicated off of fear than they are predicated off of the betterment of the EU, or the betterment of Catalonia, or the betterment of Spain. All right, thank you very much, and I hope to hear back from everyone soon.